Hey y'all, you want to know a secret? We all live the same life. Well, sort of. Sit down with us as we discuss various topics regarding being married millennials, where your spouse is both your best friend and your pain in the, well, you know.
Well, back at you again. Hope y'all not getting tired of us yet.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to another episode of the Married to Millennials podcast. I'm Tuck.
And I'm Mishi.
You enjoying hosting with me?
So far, so
So
good.
far, so good. I haven't pissed you off yet.
I mean, it depends on what we're
On
asking.
air, not in real
Okay,
life.
maybe not, not yet.
Well, that's good. I'm gonna try to keep that train going, even though I chose violence last time.
Oh yeah, you sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got something for you.
Uh-oh.
Don't
Y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and
uh-oh.
tell y'all when she say I got something for you, it ain't good.
Don't uh-oh.
Okay.
No, we talk about
Yes.
this time and time
Yes,
again,
baby. What you got
and it
for
still
me?
happens.
Okay. What is it, baby? What's on your mind?
Don't
What's on your mind, baby?
antagonize me. Don't
I'm
do it.
not. What's on your mind, babe? Let me hear it.
Why
Mm-hmm.
can you not put things where they belong
Okay.
or even close things like cabinet doors,
Mm-hmm.
refrigerators,
Okay.
microwaves?
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, the microwave is open right now.
When you say belong, what do you mean? What exactly do you mean?
Okay, so I go into the bathroom
Okay.
and the toilet paper roll is on the back of the toilet instead of on the actual roll that it's supposed to be on.
Is it a new roll or old roll?
It doesn't matter. Why are you not putting it on the roll? This
Continue.
particular one is a new roll.
Okay. Yeah, it just didn't make it there yet.
Yeah, it didn't make it there because you didn't do it.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
What do
Okay.
you mean it didn't
Let me
make
hear.
it there?
All right, you got that's 1-0. What you got?
Paper towel roll.
Okay, so paper towel roll. Let me paint the picture of y'all for y'all of what our paper
No.
towel roll looks like.
Mm-mm.
Hold on. So, so it's a pretty nice paper towel roll, but you gotta like take the covering off, then you gotta pull the other one off, and then you gotta
What I
specifically
hear is lazy.
push it in and then put
I
it
hear
back
lazy.
again.
I hear lazy when you're saying it like that.
That's the vibe you picking up here.
Lazy.
I'm thinking, well, for
So this
one,
is not even an
our
excuse
kid.
because before we had this paper towel
Uh
roll,
huh.
I bought one that didn't even have a cap on the top because you could just slide it on and off, and
I
you still wouldn't put it on.
I don't know. That one was a little harder to get because you like to buy them expensive Vivas and them things be big, so it
No,
didn't fit on there
sir.
properly.
No, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely not.
All
No.
right.
All right. Exhibit C. You want it? You want another one?
Yeah, because I wouldn't even count that one. That's like 1.5. I give you
Okay.
0.5
So
a point.
why when I
Is there such
walk,
thing as a half a point? We keep going. Keep going.
what are you keeping score about? You lost.
hmm
Um, laundry. So why is your clothes beside the basket? I have a picture, so
Okay.
let's not lie about it. The basket was right there, and your clothes were next to it.
So when I played basketball, I was a point guard, and sometimes I had to follow my shot, but I would have the big man to catch my rebound. So if I'm shooting and I miss,
There was
then I
no
just
shot. You
yeah,
just took your clothes off
I shoot it in.
next to the basket.
If I miss, big man's supposed to catch it and then throw it back out to me
Who's the
again.
big man?
I
Because
don't
I'm
got
not a maid.
one. I ain't got one. Okay, you're right. All right, I I will do better.
Shall I continue?
So let me tell you this though. I really think I truly do have like adult ADHD because like in my mind I'm like, yeah, let me pick up after myself, and I'm like, I forgot about this, and then my mind's
Or
just
not
going
thinking
on.
about picking up after yourself. Quit lying to the
I
people.
mean, I'm thinking about like I need to put this there, and then I start thinking about something
There's
else.
no way.
I would tell you a good example. The seasonings for sure. Like I put the seasonings down. I got it all. Like if I'm cooking, I'm like, yeah, I might need that a little bit later. And I start going to something else, and then I left it on the counter. And then here you come saying I left it out, and I did. So
Yeah, you leave
yeah, you're right.
everything out.
I got you. I understand. You really did choose violence.
No, I was choosing violence. I was
Put me
being
on the chopping
honest.
block. Golly. Let me just get myself together since I was just so viciously attacked just now.
Okay. All right. Crocodile
Let's-
tears.
All right, let's get to the topic at hand. Today we're going to talk about social media. And guess what? Social media ain't real.
I've been trying to tell people that.
It is not a real place. It is a basically like a big highlight reel of things that you want people to see. You know how they usually say like the good, bad, and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Some people look at it as the good, great, and the best.
Yeah.
Like it's it's never really like.
Yeah.
Let's be honest with everybody. We all struggle, but here's the thing, though. I'm not telling you to like air your business out and stuff like that. But like, it ain't all peaches and cream. You know what I mean?
I mean, social media was kind of built that way though, like right? It wants to
Hmm.
show you the glamour, the fun things in life. I mean, there are some great people out there who will be, vulnerable
Right.
and honest about certain things. And I think it is a balance to it too, though,
True.
right? Like you're not gonna just want to sit there and air out all your dirty laundry
Right.
because people use that in, you know, different ways. So
Hmm.
I can understand why social media is a highlight reel for sure.
Right. And I mean, it's just easy to talk about the good because, of course, it makes you feel good. Like you're like, yeah, I'm doing something. But at the same time, because you're seeing everybody else is good and something does happen to you, it makes you feel like you're behind or
It gives
you're
you a
missing
false
it.
sense of reality.
Right, right. It feels makes you feel like maybe I'm not doing so good. But like that's the problem though. It's like do stay in your lane. You're doing what you're supposed to do. Even like in a marriage, like for us, people used to always say like, "Oh man, I love y'all's relationship. Y'all don't seem like y'all ever fight." I'm like, "Well, that's a lie. That is a lie. We just literally just fought on air about some cabinets and stuff." But
Oh,
it's
we were not fighting. See,
I'm kidding.
that's false.
I'm kidding. But no, I'm just saying like we have our troubles as well too. I just don't want people to think like that doesn't
I
happen.
mean, we have disagreements, and
Right.
we have to talk through those,
Mhm.
and our way may be different than other people,
True.
but that doesn't mean that we live this perfect life of nothing but harmony.
Right.
Not real.
Not at all, for sure. I mean, I feel like for us, we're like us in our relationship. We're both two strong minded people, and we're gonna
Oh, you
say,
think I'm strong-minded?
yeah, I do.
You don't say.
You gonna say what you got on your mind, and it's a happy medium with that. Like we express ourselves, but in the years together, we've learned not to take those things personal because I want to hear what you got to say, and you want to hear what I have to say. It may not go my way when I say it, but at least I said it out loud. But yeah, I just like and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this podcast too, is just show people like, it's the real, because like, people can go look on me and your Instagram or Facebook. I mean, most of it's the kids, but still,
Mine
like
is all the kids. I put
they've
my
taken
thing
over.
in Chat GPT and told it to roast my Instagram, and it told me that all I think about is my family all the time. And I was like, well, that's not really bad, but
Right,
I
right.
mean, it's basically telling me that I'm a mom.
Yeah, exactly. And that's and I mean that is you though. You know what I mean? That's one thing that you pride yourself in. And you pride yourself in being a wife as well too. And that I mean that's I wouldn't say that's your highlight reel, but that's your real life pretty much, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's not like I said, it's not a bad thing.
yeah. I mean, it is my real life, but I think also just, seeing us with the kids
Hmm.
and seeing us with, our house and our vacations and things like that can make it seem like,
We flexing.
no, I
No?
wasn't gonna say that. I was
Oh,
just gonna
okay.
say like it just seems like, oh, they got it, you know, and they're good,
Hmm.
like they are. I don't even know how to put it because for
Right.
me it's not. I don't think I'm on any pedestal, but like, look, someone else who may have wanted the children, the
Hmm.
marriage,
Hmm.
the house, vacations, might look at it and be like, I want what they got.
Right.
But in reality, we also have to realize that this wasn't an overnight thing either.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
True.
A lot of this stuff came with
Hmm.
some disappointments and
Right.
journeys and things like that that aren't necessarily on social media.
Right. Hmm.
I mean, I felt like with our journey with fertility, we were pretty open and honest with that,
Right.
after getting over the hump, honestly,
Exactly.
but in the midst of it, that wasn't something that was truly discussed,
Mhm.
out loud.
Yeah.
So it's just that thing. Like people feel like social media and the highlight reels make people feel like they're alone in certain situations.
Right. And two, with our, for fertility journey, I think it during the time it was kind of fresh. And I mean, we've talked to friends, talked to family about it, but
Yeah.
that's one thing. Like, that's a little bit different. That's something that's private between us, and but at the same time, we still wanted to tell our story because
Mhm.
even when we were in it and we found out some people who had miscarriages, we were like, "Oh, it's pretty common." Like,
Yeah, but no one talks
but no
about
one
it.
talks about it
Yeah.
exactly. So we to ourselves we were like, well, we want to tell our story. Just give them a glimpse of what we were going through and things like that, just to kind of show people like, yeah, you're not alone in this.
Yeah, and I mean, but that's what I'm saying though,
Yeah.
right? Like, because at the moment, in the time that I was going through, or we were going through that, I didn't feel like there was much talk around
Mm-hmm.
miscarriages and like how that affects you and like how to get through it
Right.
and what to do. So it's one of those things. It's like, well, she's having another baby. You want to be happy for your friend or happy for someone who's not even your friend. You just see them from afar,
Right.
and then you're going through your own struggle. So I think that part of that is the issue with social media and how it's just all the glamour
Mm-hmm.
that we don't get to see the real of what's going on and know that we're not by ourselves in that situation.
Right. And something that I heard from ET Eric Thomas is like when you have those different things in your, that pain tells a story. And a lot of times you can take those things and create this great story, this triumph, like you said before. Like these things build onto it, like we talked about before, like how God ordered our steps. In those steps, there were some times where we were like, "Wait, God, what's that about? Like, why didn't it go this way this
It
time?"
puts you into the comparison too,
There it
right?
is.
Like
Yep.
so and so did this and so is doing this and why can't I? Like, what's wrong with
Mm-hmm.
me? Why can't I do that? Right? Like, it's like that for females
Mm-hmm.
a lot, right?
Right.
Because you see, like, the Instagram models, and, back in the day, like, old ladies on BT
Mm-hmm.
and wonder, like, okay, well, why can't I look like that?
Right.
Why do I struggle to look like that? Or see, you know, all these guys are liking this other girl's picture. You right? And your
Mm-hmm.
picture
Right.
sitting here stuck at 2 likes and it's your best friends,
Right.
right?
Right.
Like, and that kind of stuff can mess with your mental,
Right.
But also it ain't real, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I told you before, there was this girl we went to college with,
Mm-hmm.
and like she had posted on her social media that she was in the Bahamas or something tropical. It was very pretty, very
Right.
nice. Like it was a glamour photo of her out on near some water,
Mm-hmm.
right? That same day, probably 2 hours later, I went to get my eyebrows waxed,
Uh-huh.
and who walks in? She did. She walked in
Right.
looking like who did it and why.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, no shame to her,
Right.
right? She was lounging, she was fine. But like you just posted that as if you
Right.
were there.
Right.
And I guess the people who you wanted to see that weren't the people in our area. So it didn't matter to you whether or not you walked into us. But see, like that's the thing. People know you in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
So like you
Right.
just did all this and now you're looking like you just jumped out of bed.
Right. And I'm pretty sure that was before like all the stories in Snapchat. You could have went
Yeah,
like this.
yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
oh, see?
Snapchat was definitely not really a thing back then. We were just hot on Twitter,
Right.
you know.
That's hilarious.
But it's just a real, you know what I mean? People know
Right.
you in real life, so
People do that for
quit
sure.
flexing on social media.
Yeah. Now that's a flex. Now what I was talking about earlier. That's a flex.
Yeah,
Question for you: do you feel like, because we've now you want to talk about struggle? COVID was a struggle. That was a lot.
yeah.
Do you feel like COVID magnified social media, like for the good or for the bad? You know what I mean?
I mean, in that time period, I feel like
Yeah.
it was for the good because it
Hmm.
kept us all connected.
Right.
Like being stuck in the house. I mean, we got that picture of you looking like
Ooh,
Najee Rumba, Najee Rumba.
you picking? I'm gonna put that as the cover photo for the podcast. I'm gonna They're gonna be like, "Ooh, Misha married a rough one." Yeah.
We were stuck in the house,
Uh
but
huh.
like not having social media or any type of virtual games or stuff to,
Right.
talk to our friends, like that would have been tough, I think,
Mhm.
for us as a society.
Right.
But I also think that social media, because everyone was able to figure out like how to work it and what to do, like it
Mhm.
became the thing all the time,
Right.
right?
Right.
Like when we first got Instagram, I think I was a sophomore in college or
Mhm.
whatever when it first came out.
Right.
Like when we first got it, it was something new, right? So we would post on it and stuff, but it wasn't something constant that we stayed on.
Mhm. It was literally a bunch of pictures,
Yeah, a bunch of random
no
pictures.
captions,
That was
no
it.
nothing.
But now you got TikTok and you got
Mhm.
Instagram and the reels and all this stuff, and so people stay on it constantly, and
Right.
it becomes part of your daily life
Right.
all the time.
And I think one thing that COVID really birthed was the infamous Twitter fingers. I really think it amplified then. Like people were literally like arguing back and forth
Yes, but those
on.
same people are the ones that's not confrontational in
There
person.
you go. And I feel like it was more of like
Keyboard
it
warriors.
was a right. It was an excuse like, oh, I can't confront you in person because the world shut down. So let me tell you how I really feel. I really feel like that happened a lot,
Yeah.
and a lot of conflict that could have been avoided started off of someone saying like, "This is my opinion." Well, I'm gonna go in your comments and try to prove that you're wrong, like
Hmm.
that. And that was when I was like, I don't really like this place no more.
Get me out
Cause
of here.
yeah, cause it was like it turned something that could have been so good into something negative. To me, I feel like that's what
Yeah, I
happened.
mean, I think it's a balance with everything. I mean, I don't think it's a one-way street.
Hmm.
Too much of a good thing can be bad.
Yes, for sure. And people always say like, oh, the younger generation, they always in that phone or whatever. And I'm like, nah, y'all older ones in that phone too. It affected every generation. Y'all on here putting these Facebook statuses and it just look horrible. I feel like it made people almost have to use social media. You know what I mean by that? Like it almost was like, well, I got to keep up with the time, so let me go in here and try this thing out, and let me try to like enter the room, like into discussions that I'm not even invited to, and I feel like that started a lot of issues as well too. One other thing is, I'll give you an example. So I graduated during COVID, and I was at an
From
office
chiropractic school.
from chiropractic school. Sorry, from chiropractic school, and of course, I was working at a new office, and I would try to, go face to face. I love that face to face interaction. I would go to an office. I would say, "Hey, I'm Dr. Tucker. I'm new to the office down the street. I would love to set up a luncheon, or just to chat about some things that you do here at the office." And immediately it was like, send an email or look on our website or just drop off your brochure. Like I feel like we really did lose a lot of the face to face interaction.
Yeah. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
How do you keep yourself grounded when you see all these other things on social media that maybe you want to obtain or attain one
Mhm.
day? Like how do you do that? Especially like I mean thinking about us when you were in chiropractic school
Mhm.
and I was the only one working and we were just kind of scrapping by, at the time.
Mhm.
I mean, we're okay, but
Right.
scrapping by. You had all these dreams and aspirations. Like, how did you keep yourself grounded, or did you? I
Mhm.
mean, just being real
Right.
with seeing other people ahead of what you wanted at the time, because we didn't have a house at that time.
Mhm.
We were renting.
Right.
We didn't own a home at that time, and I mean, before you graduated, we really we didn't have any children.
Mhm.
So
That's a good question. I mean, I'm human. It was tough because we've had this conversation plenty of times, even when I was in school. How you were like, no, I got us. You need to focus on school, but still in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, I got to do something because I, felt like I wasn't contributing. It was tough because I was seeing other people be able to do that for their families, but at the same
by
time,
seeing that, you mean like on social media?
yes, seeing that, I mean, being around other people as well too in our circle that was able to do those things. I mean, they put the work in, with school and stuff. It was just like not timing, but the main thing was faith. like you talked about before, like God orders our steps. I knew that I was planting the seed for something bigger. And I will tell you one thing that really helped me was a sermon by Travis, Pastor Travis. It was about the harvest and about how different stages of that harvest you have to really focus on. It may be a season of planting, it may be a season of cultivating, but at the same time, you're still working towards something. And if I continue to not, nourish that or try to, water that seed or try to do things outside of my goal and, just be a good person, then I don't think I'm going to reap the benefits from that. So
Yeah, I love that.
I just kind of stayed grounded that way because I knew there was something bigger for me in the future.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Hmm.
But you said it was hard.
Yes.
So, like, what were those things like social media? Because we're
Right.
talking about social media isn't real, right? So, like, what were those things on social media that you either like got you in your feelings or got you out of character or made you feel like less than
Hmm.
at the time to get you to that point where you were like, okay, I know what I'm doing.
Right. Some things that I saw was other chiropractors, like that was in school with me that were graduated. Because of course, I'm happy that they graduated, but I'm like, man, I got like a year and a half left. I feel like they ahead of me, but really, in the grand scheme of things, they weren't. They just graduated before me. And once I got
They
out in the
started before you.
exactly, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but for me, because of my background, I felt like I was like, well, I should be there now. But that was the like I said, I'm human. That was just the I want it now type of mentality instead of just like saying let it just cultivate, let it grow, let it do what it needs to do. And seeing people as far as like in their marriage, like going on trips, like seeing people with the key in front of the house. I'm like, man, I want that. But at the same time, I have to always realize God is always on time. It may
Yeah.
not be the time that I want, but I have to keep that in the back of my mind to know that He's gonna bless me and it's
Hmm.
gonna happen. He said it's not gonna be on my time; it's gonna be on His time, and I just
And
trust
that's
Him.
difficult.
Yeah.
That is difficult. I mean, that is something that we've had to work through together because, like,
Mm-hmm.
again, social media,
All right.
right? Like, most people know our story with all the
Mm-hmm.
miscarriage and stuff. We mentioned it a little bit earlier,
Right.
but for me, it was hard, very, very hard getting on social media and seeing pregnancy announcement after pregnancy announcement
Mm-hmm.
after pregnancy announcement.
Right.
That took a toll on me for a little bit.
Right.
I had to learn how to be like happy for other people
Mm-hmm.
because the social media aspect of seeing pregnancy announcements all the time was getting to me,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, you don't know what people are going through behind those pregnancy announcements, right? Like, I
True.
don't know if anybody was going through miscarriages prior to that or if they had, issues during their pregnancy, like,
Mm-hmm.
high risk problems or anything like that. All I saw was the pregnancy announcement
Right.
and wondered, when will I get my turn?
Exactly.
And so, that I think that is part of that, like we talked about earlier, the comparison
Mm-hmm.
is a real thief.
Right. And it's very easy to compare yourself to somebody when it's right there in your face. I feel like before social media, it was like your circle. Like you had your circle of people,
Hmm.
like you knew what everybody was doing. You had people in your neighborhood. You had people at school. You're like, okay, I see what they're doing this, blah, blah, blah. But like now, you get to see how somebody's life is all the way in California. You would
Hmm.
never meet this person, but like it pops up on your Instagram. You're like, dang, I want that. Man, they got a big family. She only 23. She got a big family. Well, not that, but 26. She got a big family. They got the big house. Like, man, what she do to do that? So you start comparing yourself. Like, hey, am I doing everything right? Like, what am I doing wrong? And I feel that too because I felt that same thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I feel like just to go back to like the miscarriage and the um infertility issues and everything like that. Like even for you, like before, like when we were younger, people used to do a little April Fool's joke, like, "Oh yeah, I'm pregnant, psych." But like when it hits close to home like that,
Oh
like you're
yeah.
like, that's not funny.
I used to
You know what I
get
mean?
angry.
Right.
I still do actually. I
Mm-hmm.
still hate that. So please do not do that. Like
Right.
it
Right.
makes me angry when
Yeah.
people play pregnancy jokes for
Mm-hmm.
April Fool's Day
Right.
because it's not a joke and there are people
Right.
who are truly hurting. And again, that's a social media thing, right? Putting that on there to get some laughs, but that
Mhm.
ultimately messes with someone else's mental,
Right. Exactly.
right? So yeah, I cannot stand that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And if we're being completely honest, like thinking about when you were in chiropractic school, like you had your moments that you share with me,
Mhm.
just with the comparison of other people because you started late is what you used, right?
Yeah.
Like
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be 30 by the time I graduate chiropractic school.
Right.
When, if you knew what you wanted to do before that, it would have been earlier, you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
And that was coming from seeing people who graduated with law degrees, people who,
Right.
you know, own businesses and things like that, doing all these wonderful things that,
Mhm.
you know, is very nice to see, but you just weren't at your moment yet.
Right. No, I get that. And yeah, I mean, I may have felt like I wasn't at my moment yet, but that goes back to what we talked about before with social media, the highlight reel. It was more of like, when do I get to display my highlight reel? So it was more of like, I want to be a part of that as well too. And it's almost kind of very similar to high school. Like, it was like, I want to fit in. Like, I feel like I put in the time and the work as well too. When do I get to show people how good everything is on my end? But at the same time, everything's not always good. But that's what social media makes you want to do. It makes you want to show everybody all the accomplishments and show people like, oh no, I ain't struggling at all. I got it all figured out. And it's a false sense of hope again.
A false sense of reality because, like, what at the end of the day, I think I had to realize, like, okay, the comments and
Hmm.
likes and all that stuff, what does that matter? What are these people
Right.
doing for me? You know, like outside of like the whole like comparing myself because of like wanting to be pregnant or wanting to have a house or whatever that looked like,
Hmm.
just body images,
Hmm.
you know. I definitely don't look like a model. You know what I mean? Like one of those Instagram models. I don't look like them, and and that's okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I shouldn't have to worry about. I mean, obviously, prior to, I don't really care now. I walk around with sweats on all the time, so that's neither here nor there. But like back in college, like trying to make sure you have the best thing to wear and stuff
Hmm.
like that also comes from seeing those things on social media because well, I want people like what I have on, and I want people to see me. So you have to realize that those people don't pay your bills.
Right. And do you feel like it's more of like a, you know how, like you just said, like you wanted everybody to like see, in the nicest things, and like, do you feel like it's more of like a almost a virtual acceptance? Like, it's like this image that I'm gonna put on social media. I want people to like that as well
Yeah, it's
too.
keeping up with the Joneses.
Ooh.
You don't want to be left out, left behind.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta make sure, oh, I see that. Okay, I got that. I can do that next time in my post. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that stuff is crazy. It's crazy to sit here and think about, but it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the mentality.
Right. And you were talking about too the comments and the likes. Like, some people, like, it can get addicting. Like,
Yeah.
to get that notification, you open up your phone, you're like, I don't got no notifications. Maybe nobody didn't like that post. And then you'll have some people to go, well, maybe I should delete it. Maybe
Yeah,
people
no,
don't
people
like it.
delete the post
Yeah, no, I'm not
because
deleting that.
somebody
That's for
didn't
me.
like it.
Right. That's for me. And also too, at that time, people didn't realize how the algorithm actually worked. It's also made to so people don't see it. Like, I've noticed this, like with Facebook and Instagram. I don't really get to see people that I actually know no more.
Well, it just depends on who you comment on and
That's
who
true.
comments on you. Like, I mean, it's too much to be thinking so deeply into
Hmm.
people liking or not liking your stuff. Did you like it? Okay, I liked it, so
Right.
fine.
Right. You like it, I love it.
Have at it.
What do you say? I love that for you. Right. Like we said before, it's not a real place, but
Yeah.
so.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking.
Hmm.
And then you got people out here still getting catfished. I know that was random, but you still got people out here getting cat. That's social media. They meet
Uh
online.
huh.
They create these fake personas, doctored up pictures or pictures
Right.
that ain't even them,
Uh huh.
and then they able to get a significant other without even seeing them. Like, how is that still a thing?
I don't know.
It's
I
random,
feel
but
you
it's on
though.
topic, right?
Yeah, because
Like
the show's still on.
it's on topic
Right.
because it's social media
Yes.
and it ain't real.
But
But how's that still a thing?
it's still a thing because people are dependent of that. That is their social interaction now.
Right, but I'm not just okay with just talking to you through text or I don't know, messages. Like
Right.
I need to see your face.
Right. But here's the thing though, people's personality does not allow them to do that face to face. Like they feel like I can do it right
You
here
don't want to
behind
be
this
hooping and
keyboard.
hollering when they figure out it ain't the same person they thought they was talking to. That don't make sense to me.
Yeah, I get I get it. I get that. But I'm just saying like there you have your I wouldn't even call people introverts when they
No,
really
because
can't.
I'm an
So
introvert. I like to be in
yeah,
my house.
right. But you still can have a conversation with somebody, and you like the
Exactly.
face to face.
Yes.
Some people are socially awkward. That's the word I'm looking
Catfishing
for.
is crazy.
It it is crazy, but you gotta have sympathy for the victim a little bit.
Don't because
Yes, babe.
no, I do not have any sympathy because social media ain't real. So
I-
you sit here talking to somebody over social media that you've never
Right.
seen before, not on no video chat, not in person, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And you think you in a full blown relationship.
Yeah.
I have issues with that. And that's the problem with social media today.
Ain't but you know the crazy thing is that's a normal thing in that society though. Like
Yeah,
it's like
I don't
people go on
understand.
dates and like you don't look nothing like your picture. Like that's a
Okay,
people
but
that
they
have
went on
something
a
to deal
date
with.
though. They went on
That's
a date.
true.
I'm
That's
talking about
very
these people
true.
who are getting
That's
catfished and
different.
still wanting to hoop and holler about not
Right.
being the right person, crying and stuff on TV. I don't understand that.
I feel you on that. But like I said, some people are just socially awkward. They really have a hard time having a conversation. They have confidence when they're behind the screen.
So what we saying? Social media ain't real.
Yes.
Don't fall into the trap of these perfected,
Yes.
orchestrated lies.
True. Because there's lies.
These
I understand.
filtered photos
Mm-hmm.
and carefully crafted captions. Ooh, you like that?
Oh, I do like that. Yeah, that's a bar.
Because I mean, everybody lives life, and
Yeah.
life is lifing.
Life is definitely life and
So social media ain't real.
it ain't real.
Live your life.
Love it. What's up, family? Did you enjoy the episode? Well, great. Show some love. Follow us on the Married to Millennials podcast YouTube channel. Follow us on every major platform for podcasts. And if you really want to tap in, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at M2M Podcast. Let's go.